Hi there. It's strange to be talking to you from my house, but it's great that we can get together and share Bible stories and continue to learn about Jesus. I hope everyone enjoyed the stories and activities we've had so far. Today we're thinking more about what happened to Jesus in the week called Holy Week. A time to remember what happened to Jesus and why. So here's today's story. The story is called The Servant King and can be found in a grown-up Bible in chapters Mark 14, John chapters 13 and 14. It was Passover, the time when God's people remembered how God had rescued them from being slaves in Egypt. Every year they killed a lamb and ate it. The lamb died instead of us, they said to one another. But this Passover, God was getting ready for an even greater rescue. Jesus and his friends were having the Passover meal together in an upstairs room. But Jesus' friends were arguing. What about? They were arguing about feet. Stinky feet, in fact. Stinky feet, you ask? Yes, that's right, stinky feet. Now, the thing about feet back then was that people didn't wear shoes. They only wore sandals, which might not sound unusual, except the streets in those days were dirty. I don't mean dusty dirty, I mean dirty, stinky dirty. With all those cows and horses everywhere, you can imagine the stuff on the street that ended up on their feet. So anyway, someone had to wash away the dirt, but it was a terrible job. Who on earth would be willing to do such a thing? Only the lowliest of servants. I'm not the servant, said Peter. Nor am I, said Matthew. Quietly, Jesus got up from the table, took off his robe, picked up a basin of water, knelt down and started to wash his friend's feet. You can't, Peter said. He didn't understand about Jesus being the servant king. If you don't let me wash away the dirt, Peter, Jesus said, you can't be close to me. Jesus knew that what people needed more was to be clean on the inside. All the dirt on their feet was nothing compared to the sin in their hearts. Then wash me, Lord, Peter said, tears filling his eyes. All of me. But Jesus carried on. One by one, Jesus washed everyone's feet. I am doing this because I love you, Jesus explained. Do this for each other. Now one of Jesus' friends had made a bad plan. No one else knew what the bad plan was, but Jesus knew, and so did Judas. Judas was going to help the leaders capture Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Go on, Judas, Jesus said. And Judas got up from the meal, left the room and walked out into the night. Then Jesus picked up some bread and broke it. He gave it to his friends. He picked up a cup of wine and thanked God for it. He poured it out and shared it. My body is like this bread, he said. It will break. Then, this cup of wine is like my blood. It will pour out. But this is how God will rescue the whole world. My life will break, and God's broken world will mend. My heart will tear apart, and your hearts will heal. Just as the Passover lamb died, so now I will die instead of you. My blood will wash away all your sins, and you'll be clean on the inside, in your hearts. So whenever you eat and drink, remember, Jesus said, I've rescued you. Jesus knew it was nearly time for him to leave the world and to go back to God. I won't be with you for long, he said. You're going to be very sad. But God's helper will come, and then you'll be filled up with a forever happiness that won't ever leave. So don't be afraid. You are my friends, and I love you. They sang their favourite song and walked up to their favourite place, an olive garden. Did you notice in our story that Jesus chose to do something for his friends? It was serving others. Jesus explained that just as he had served other people, so people who follow Jesus are also willing to serve others. Is there something you could do this week, maybe helping set the table or clearing your bedroom, that will help others? On the website there's a page to do. You can print it off and make a note of the things you have done to help others. There are other activities there to do as well. I hope you enjoy them. Bye.